For ACUSports.com, I'm Grant Boone here with women's basketball coach Julie Goodenough. After an 8th consecutive win, Coach, some hard-fought games the last couple of weeks, but you guys have found a way to come out on top. And to me, as it's been a lot this season, a very balanced team effort, wouldn't you say?
Oh, very much so. You know, our starters, they kind of, they were not really ready to play, I don't think, from the beginning. Our defensive effort was not very good, but they kept chipping away, and, before you know it, we're right back into the game. But some people that came in off the bench that really, I think, energized us. Paige Parliament came in. She was a huge spark for us. Emily did a great job defensively for us. Savannah's always coming out and, doing a good job on the defensive end. And Mackenzie came off the bench tonight, hit some big shots for us. It got us right back into the game. So, great team effort. And, I think this is a really good conference, and you've got to be ready to play every night regardless of who the opponent is, and you've got to have a team effort. I don't know if you can have one or two players have a good game and the rest of the team just be less than average and expect to win games.
You guys go to 10-2 now in the Lone Star Conference. At least for 48 hours, you'll be in first place alone until Midwestern State plays at home against Incarnate Word on Thursday night. I thought in a game that really was back and forth for much of the second half when you guys were struggling to find baskets. Marquez, the player you call the stud, who was scoreless in the first half, had all 8 of her points in the second half. She made baskets when no one else could make them. And then your freshmen, Kinsey Newman and Whitney West, whether it was scoring or dishing it, I thought helped put the game away.
They did. Renata, she was kind of out of sync in the first half and kind of got back into her groove in the second half, hit some tough shots, really worked hard defensively. She was a post player for us a lot when Sadie got in foul trouble and Kelsey was in foul trouble, and really had to battle with 2 of the best post players in the league, with Devin Griffin and Sean White. Worked really hard in the second half. And Whitney and Kinsey, they continue to just play super hard, and they are good playmakers for us. I thought Kinsey did a really nice job on defense for us tonight, and so I just couldn't be prouder of them. And the word that we talked about a lot, and I praise them for in the locker room, is just perseverance. Just taking lots of hard knocks, and I mean, it was a really physical battle. Both teams were kind of throwing it at each other, and sometimes things didn't go our way, but our kids never, put their heads down. They just kept playing hard regardless of the score, and so I think they showed a lot of fortitude, a lot of character tonight.
I think Sadie Dickinson's 2 biggest threes of the year have both come against WT. The first in the first 5 seconds of the game against them up there in Canyon, that really, and you can't appreciate it because you haven't been here, but it really signaled a change. This was going to be a different ACU team. You guys went on to win there. And then, in 7 points with a minute, we've seen crazier things happen, and she just delivers a dagger. You take players out if they don't shoot when they're open.
Right.
That's your philosophy. And she hadn't been shooting great, but you still trusted her, and maybe most of all, she trusted herself to still take a big shot and put the game away.
Well, I know a lot about my players, just what they do during practice and outside of practice, and this month, Sadie has made probably over 800 three-pointers on her own. So when she's open, she better shoot it, and she's made a high percentage of those shots she's been shooting in practice. So the play that we ran, I mean, she was the one that got open and needed to knock it down, and that was, in your words, the dagger. It
was. And another night where Savannah Smith does a whole bunch of things that they'll show up in the kind of stats you guys keep because they're in depth, but she kept several plays alive, I thought. And then finally, Coach, just a thought about beating WT. You guys have beaten the teams you're quote-unquote supposed to beat, with no offense intended. Well, you get a hot Incarnate Word team coming in here, you beat them. WT won 5 straight. One of those was a win at Tarleton State. That was a good team you beat tonight, I thought.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, they're one of the top in the league. I think there are, super strong teams, and our kids had to come ready to play tonight. And I've never coached against WT before. Now we've won 2 against them, but just growing up in West Texas, I know the history and the tradition of WT, so I understand the significance of sweeping them, and that doesn't happen much. I doubt very many seasons go by that someone sweeps them.
Yeah, well done.
Thank you.
All right, Saturday, they're back at it in Portales against Eastern New Mexico. For Julie Goodenough, I'm Grant Boone for ACUSports.com.